Once a nurse, always a nurse, though. I've had to leave my husband back at home. I'm going to tell you what's wrong with him at the start, because then you don't feel bad for him all the way through. Because it's a balls problem, and that can be anything or nothing. And it was nothing. It was, in fact, an abscess, which is in a bin now. Do you know what I mean? It's in a bin. It's not life-changing. You've got an abscess who went in a bin. Now, I thought I'd quit nursing forever, but no, my lovely husband, Steve, shouts in from the bedroom. Oh, it'd be a month ago. You'd think it was yesterday, the way he keeps papping on about it. Shouts through from the bedroom, George, something's wrong. George! Like, well, he's an accountant. He's not a coper. So I didn't rush. Do you know what I mean? I didn't rush in there, just sauntered in. But probably the most nursey thing I did this last decade happened next. I walk in the bedroom and he's got one massive bollock. It's like turned into a space hopper, you know, like you could bounce around a unit on it. I just saw that and I burst out laughing, right? That's the nursey bit, right? So and I should explain, he was just feeling around down there. He could tell something was different, but he couldn't see it because he's got a big belly, right? And so, I know he said, please don't say that on the telly. But the fact is, how else do you explain that he couldn't self-assess? Do I say, my husband has an enormous dick and short arms? What do I say? If he could have seen it, he could have sorted it, but he couldn't. I'm not complaining. I've never liked anyone that weighs less than me. I don't feel dainty. So, and I fed him, so it's fine. And so he got his anyway. He got his big space house. Now this is where he goes a bit wrong. He goes, "Oh, just tell me what's going on down there." Why? Would you ask your comedian wife to describe that car crash of a scrotum? Why would you do that? Why would you even do that? Just, it looks a bit like Pac-Man's eating a vol au vent. Which didn't make him happy, so then I get my phone out and I take a picture. Well, wives of the room, this is not a thing you're allowed to do. He lost his shit. He was like, do not take a picture. I can't believe you took a picture of it. That's going to be in a cloud now. That'll be in a cloud. That'll be on the children's iPads. Just like, well, you wanted them off Minecraft. Just tell me what's wrong with it. And I was like, I can't tell. One massive testicle isn't something I can diagnose, mate. Like, that's something that definitely needs a hospital and a doctor. I never let him go to doctors. Anyway, like, okay. You sure you can't just tell me what's wrong? Do you want me to stick a GoPro on a snorkel? What do you want me to do? You have to go to hospital, right? So, anyway, he went. And it was a worrying time, one big testicle. You do wonder what's going on. Luckily, it's cyst. It's in a bin. I'm like, oh, is it great? Got to pick him up the next day from hospital. He's like, it was a cyst. Yeah. It's like, yeah, it's fine, mate. I've got a wound that needs packing. Like, all right. It was that, I got the wound sheet, it's like that big, like nothing, you can't even see it, it's that big, this wound that needs packing. Right, so it's like, and I've got a letter from the doctor that says I have to take it easy for 2 weeks. Funny that, the Ashes is on, do you know what I mean? I did have to see the letter, it was real. He had a wound that big and he got a pamphlet saying he could have 2 weeks of relapse. I had to remind him that 2 children exploded out my vagina and I never got that pamphlet. At best, I was found crying on a park bench by an elderly woman who patted me on the back and said, sleep when they do. That's what I got. And he's there with his bloody little wound and he needs packing. I said, you do it. I was like, oh, come on, we fight over out a stack of dishwasher. I'm not packing your balls. for that. We have the state provides staff for that. You can have the district nurses. And he was like, oh, all right. Might be hot. I was like, you're thinking of hospital nurses. District nurses look like woodland creatures. Oh, he's so excited. Been watching the cricket, watching a lot of cricket. First knock at the door. And you need to mobilise. Go on, get to your nurse, He's waddling off to the door like that. Because I'd got all his endone. And... but putting up with a sick husband, I need some kind of anaesthetic. And then I just heard him go, when he opened the door. I was like, brilliant. And then I heard, hello, I'm Patrick, I've come to dress you. Oh, have you got one more in you if I have? It's so different how men and women handle health. Like, I had a very similar operation. He had just a little nick, shell of pee, in a bin, like nothing. I had an operation for stress incontinence, which is not good with this job. You need to get it sorted. It means you piss when you laugh. And it's a very simple thing. The way I had it was you a little nick to the side of your balls, then they go up and they put a kink in a pipe, and then you just have to sit forward when you piss. That's all they do, right? So I thought, very simple procedure, no problem. And I went for my pre-op assessment. Not going to do a nick to the side of my balls. I'm not sure why. Apparently I've got a tradesman's entrance already fitted. Like a workman's tunnel of sorts. They're going up there with tools. That's what he said to me. I thought, it don't matter, I'll be asleep. I won't care about it. I've never worked in theatres. I don't know what I imagine, because fannies have a lot of stuff in the way. You've got to get it out of the way to get to the workman's tunnel. And, do you know, I don't know what I thought they used to keep you open. I always imagined maybe, like, fairies holding... little marshmallow tongues. So what I imagined was happening. Woke up, don't think there were any fairies in that room. It's the most painful thing. I had to learn to walk again. And not even the operation, the thing that used to keep you open. If you know, I don't want to know what it is. All I can imagine that happens now, having not worked in theatres, is that maybe they put a bulldog clip on each flap. Right? And then perhaps they tie ropes to the bulldog clips. And then they put shire horses on the end of them ropes. And then somebody fires a gun and the horses... That's what I think happens. It's so painful. It's just awful. You know, after a vasectomy, there's a pamphlet, you get to wank twice after a vasectomy. To see, not in my pamphlet, that was it. If they'd have asked me to, I couldn't. Didn't touch it for about a year after that. It was horrific. Vasectomies get to wank twice afterwards. You know what women have to do after a piss flap operation? Do you know what we have to do? We have to get in a room with a doctor. If you've ticked a box saying that you want people to learn, get a room full of the bastards. And then they ask you to get in an outfit that makes you look a little bit like Winnie the Pooh. Just a T-shirt. And nothing else down here. Luckily for me, it's my best look. It's one of my favourites. They try and put you at ease and say, OK, if you just relax, hop up on the table, feet together, knees apart, just relax. And you just say, I am relaxed. You're the weirdo that picked this job. Do you know what I mean? I have to be here. You picked it. And then this is my favourite bit. They put a cloth over it. It's called the dignity cloth. You have the dignity cloth, and just like, dignity cloth, like you're going to forget what they're looking at. Here's what I do to have fun when I've got the dignity cloth for anything. I just go, where's it gone? There it is! Where's it gone? It makes them laugh too. Everyone's day is better. Tell you what, if you're feeling really ballsy, you can take it off and stare the bastards down. Do you know what I mean? They're looking at your goods. You want to know what faces they're pulling? Yeah. And then I'm going to bring the mic stand in. The test to see if your stress incontinence operation has worked. So nobody goes on parkruns for us. There's been no real drive forward in the science behind pissing when you laugh. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what the test is? A doctor pops a couple of fingers inside you and then says, laugh and see if you piss on me. That's what it is. And then when you don't, he congratulates himself. Oh, I've done a good job. Very important at that point that you don't let all the doctors learn. Just one. Just one. Again, whole different show. You lot have been amazing. Thank you for being here. I've been Georgie Carroll. Thank you and good night.